Welcome everyone for one more very interesting sharing from Gurgaon by Mr. Prakash Pai, who is the president of a software company which specializes in finance and banking, Nucleus Software, more than or around, I guess, 2,000 employees. And it'll be interesting to listen to him about his freedom during lockdown, his freedom in lockdown. So, Prakash ji, do share a little bit about you, your work, and your diabetes and related journey a little bit to the audience, please.
Okay, that's great. So thanks for having me on this call. And I was born in Pune. So from I shifted to Gurgaon somewhere in 1990. And I've been working with this software company for the last 18 odd years.
Wow.
And we specialize in banking financial services. And it's probably somewhere around 2007 or so that, I was detected with diabetes. Probably it could have been because of stress, work-related stress, or maybe, the lifestyle, because I used to keep traveling a lot, eating all over the place.
Right.
Or any other this thing, I don't know what to attribute it to. So sometimes it's said it is in the family. My brother had it, my mother had it.
Usually it's a combination. I also saw that 95 kgs, you had accumulated 95 kgs by the time you met us. So it's weight
That's
also,
right.
it's stress also, it's tension of travel also, plus some genes also, whole combination, right environment.
So that started my diabetes journey. So, I was put on tablets. So I had to take 2 tablets morning, evening. And it varied, sometimes one, sometimes two. But ultimately it was on 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. There was a time when I was even advised that you should take insulin because your sugar levels are high. But my sugar levels on fasting has to be around 140 or so. And with PP, it would be around 200-ish, somewhere in that range. But I refused to go on insulin. I said, no, I am not that old that I should go on insulin, and my sugar levels are not that high. I will live with medicines.
Lovely.
Time I was really not aware that diabetes is something that is reversible. So I believe that now I'm stuck. Now it's going to be 2 tablets, 3 tablets, insulin 1, insulin 2, insulin 3. And I lived with it. Somewhere around 2013-14, in that time period, one of my office colleagues who lives in Pune now, he happened to be one of your programs. And through a common friend, I came to know that this person did this program, changed his lifestyle completely, and has been really now enjoying a full freedom. I know for sure, because I know him very well, that he loved food. And we would always enjoy food, and we'll always hear about food. And he changed his lifestyle, and he really got what you call as freedom from diabetes.
Okay.
At the time, I think your program was only in Pune, and it was not available on telemedicine or digital. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
so I'm following what is happening with freedom from diabetes. Dr. Tripathi used to hear through people, but never knew exactly what that program was.
Okay.
So that way back, and then in between time flew, and right up to November 2019, I used to just hear, do nothing. Okay. And in 2019 November, one of my friend's wife, we were at a event together. She's also from Gurgaon. She told me, Prakash, I have joined this program, and me and my mother-in-law both joined together, and it's really helping me.
Wonderful.
So she said, why don't you try it? And she said, if not anything else, watch these 2 videos.
Okay.
I'll forward you from YouTube, freedom from diabetes, those 7 stages and other things. So she
Correct.
forwarded me those videos. And you'll be surprised that at that time I didn't go through those videos. I was in Goa. And Goa, you don't go to see videos. I was in a resort. And one afternoon I said, so many people have been telling me about this. I am free. Mind is free. For the next 1 hour, I'm going to do nothing else but watch these videos.
Okay. Wow.
a resort when I watch these videos, and everybody asks me, what are you doing all the time? You're glued to that mobile phone. I said, I'm watching this, and I'm not going to give it up till I finish going through this whole process. And I went to videos, and then that's when I said, okay, this makes sense. Let me try, because there's so many people saying I lose nothing. And then I came back from Goa, and then you had one webinar, that one day you do webinar. 2-hour program, right? So I watched that 2-hour program just to hear it from you live, and saying, okay, what doctor is actually telling live, and if I need, I'll ask a few questions. So I heard through the webinar, listened to what is happening, saw those things, and then the next day itself, I paid up, and I said, okay, I'm now just going to try.
Because by 2019, we had invested a lot of time, energy, in making the whole thing online. And now, of course, people from 40 countries are joining. Good.
Correct.
There, no?
So I heard this whole thing about WhatsApp, and you have to put your what you're eating. So I found this, okay, this is something different. Let me try it. Yeah. And I lose nothing. Let me try it. So that's how I joined the program. So this was on 23rd of December or so. I joined the program.
23rd December. So tell us your journey after that, your freedom journey, and also what's happened during lockdown. How have you been able to, go through the challenging times? Now, of course, lockdown is easing out, but just give us a feel of that.
Sure. So 23rd, as I said, I joined, and normally I would have just said, let the new year happen, and that will be my new year resolution to join this program. But somehow, I joined it, and I said, now I'm stuck, because I said, New Year or no New Year, my menu is going to be determined by the protocol, and I accepted it. So, and I joined on 23rd, and daily, we started the protocol, and we had to put those blood test reports 4 times a day. So we were putting that, and then trying to do the AG, that is the anti-gravity parts of it. And slowly I started noticing that my doctor has started telling me to reduce the tablet. 0.5 here, 0.5 here, half here, 1 in the morning gone, 1 in the evening gone. And first morning I saw a message saying, you are off tablets, no more tablets.
1st Jan, huh? New Year's.
1st Jan.
Kya baat hai? What a coincidence. Amazing.
And I never believed this, that, this is true. So I reread that particular message several times. I said, I can't believe that, it's like the child who goes to see his 12th standard marks, he doesn't believe he has passed. So it was like that.
13 years you're taking tablets, then suddenly in 7-8 days something has happened.
Exactly. So when the doctor told me you're off tablets, I was not really sure whether I'm off tablets or, what is it. But I said, okay, doctor has told me, so I'm okay. And believed it and went forward. So that's how I got off. And the good part of it was that it was not just the diabetes part of it, as you rightly said in the beginning, that I was 94, 95 kgs. When people draw my attention to the weight, or anybody said, oh, you are overweight, I used to give this cool excuse saying, my height is 6 feet 2. So it's because of the bone structure, frame structure. So that's okay. Like, without bothering to find.
We are great at defenses, no? Immediate defenses are ready.
Exactly. So I didn't know what exactly should be the real weight for me. But then, when I saw that goal, 84, okay, so I said, okay, there is a goal which has been put. Now I know where I'm supposed to be. Though I thought maybe, may not be, and I believe that I can't reach 84. Like I've been told all my life that 94, your frame is like this, that, so 94 is what you are. And my weight never moved, by the way.
Oh.
I used to never move. Or I used to never come to 90. I was always 94, 95. 94,
how many 95. Years?
Throughout, like all these
30 years, 10, 40 years.
10, 12 years. Before that, I was skinny like now I am. But once I put in the weight, then I was no longer the 70, 80 kg. I was always 90 plus.
Okay.
So that is about the weight. And then interestingly, what happened is this weight reduction really helped in boosting confidence. So what happened is that as soon as I started losing weight, people started noticing it and complaining, oh, you started losing weight. And you're looking better. So that was the encouraging part of it. And as soon as you lose, from 94, you come down to 84, that is significant amount.
Everybody
A few
can
people
notice.
asking you, hey, I hope you are well. You lost so much of weight. Is everything okay? You're looking, they use the word weak. Whereas, you are happy that you lost the weight. But because they're used to seeing you at 94,
they are jealous.
So then,
Not
once
of them,
that
not all
happens,
of them. Some are well-meaning.
yeah,
They don't want you to get
correct.
into a problem. Some of them are well-meaning, but some of them may be jealous.
Correct. So once that happened, then I said, okay, now that gave me the confidence. So weight reduction happened, the sugar levels came down, went off the tablet. So that boosted the overall confidence, and that really started making things very positive. So positivity started increasing from that stage.
Okay.
Now let's come to the lockdown part of it. Obviously, once the lockdown happened, I could see on WhatsApp people complaining about, in lockdown, what shall we do? We can't get this, we can't get that, etc. I was a little lucky. I had already finished through my smoothie. I had already finished through my juice fasting, feasting, and other things like that. So I didn't have those problems of, getting what you need for smoothies and juice feasting. So to that extent, I was lucky. The best part of the lockdown was that I actually traveled 2 hours up and 2 hours down from Gurgaon to Noida, where my office is. Okay. So 4 hours of the day were going in just travel. So with the lockdown, those 4 hours went off. So that time I got, which I could utilize for whatever I wanted to do. And luckily that time we came to the meditation phase. Okay. So now, earlier on I used to leave my home by 7:30. So doing meditation, doing exercises, trying to, have your breakfast and leave by 7:30 would have been challenging. But because of lockdown, I got that window.
Very good.
Now, meditation, I started it, but in the beginning, I couldn't cope up with it. So I missed out quite a few sessions. But fortunately, you repeated the meditation and I latched on to this. And this time I said, come what may, I'm not going to miss a single session. And I'm going to be there on the dot of 5:30, which was the scheduled time normally. And I changed my lifestyle of that and started sleeping at 9:30 so that I can get up by 4:30 and be ready for that 5:30 session. And day one of that meditation, that second time when you conducted it, I used to get up in the beginning, keeping an alarm clock. And after a few days, it was natural. And now it's 60 days almost. I've been getting up at 4:30. Meditation phase was over, but I'm getting up at 4:30. Now I get one extra hour for myself, which I can utilize for whatever I want to do. So that's how lockdown really helped me. Plus, I could even do some exercises in the evening because now I'm at home at 6 o'clock. I get free. I can walk, stretch, do whatever I like. So that's how the lockdown really benefited me.
Wonderful.
And
wonderful.
Meditation really helped me from the point of view is that, those exercises that you made us do on our strengths, what are the challenges we faced and other things like that. Early morning, 5:30, sitting and writing the journal and followed up by the different activities actually made me start thinking and improving my confidence levels. Though there have been lots of successes, you don't really, rehearse your successes. You don't go through your successes. So, sometimes you are not even aware that you have had successes.
Yeah.
So that really, changed the whole thing that, and then many times when after that, whenever there was a challenging phase, I used to refer to one of those meditation phases that we went through and say, hey, I can do what I want to do if I want to do it. And I've overcome other challenges. So let's do that. So that's how the meditation phase that. And as I said, it has now created one extra hour for me.
Very good.
And I used it very effectively. And I no longer need the alarm clock to get up at 4:30.
Superb.
So every day I get up at 4:30 and, go to bed by 9:30, quarter to 10. and use that hour very, very effectively. So that's what really lockdown did.
Wonderful.
There's
So,
a
yeah.
thing. Okay, go ahead, Doctor.
No, go ahead. So there's a body part to it, and there's an emotional part to it, which has happened for you, which is good. I mean, luck has favored you to go through the meditation phase twice, which is nice. Happy for you.
Correct. So yeah, and a very interesting thing was, when you created the WhatsApp groups. Okay. Now, initially, what happened? There were lots of messages coming. I thought, oh, this is going to be an irritant. What I don't know where I've joined, kind of a thing. But then I realized that this community working together of like-minded people who have had diabetes, who have gone through various this thing, some on insulin, some tablets, some with other complications, etc. And as people started asking questions, and people started feeling safe to ask questions there, lot more questions came, and many questions which I probably would have not thought about, somebody raised it. So I knew the answer even before that question came to me.
Wonderful.
So that's how that WhatsApp group actually helped out. And, we learned a lot through community learning, because the mentors would answer, the people would question, sometimes there were challenges, no, this is not how it should be, etc. And another important thing which I found in this whole program was that, we were not given an instruction kit, tomorrow you shall do this, and this is how it will be. It was said that, okay, your protocol is going to be this, now you do as per the protocol, and don't avoid this, please have this. But when things were told why avoid it, we were given the answer for why avoid it and the logic behind it to the extent possible. Okay.
Correct.
So now it started making us think on our own, saying, if I'm having this, is this following the protocol properties? Or so there is no memorization, you start questioning everything. And, that's how that entire thing helped out without having to, give up direction. It was more, please learn, understand, and then proceed. So that's how that whole WhatsApp group and, the question answering that we did. Sometimes we did irritate the mentor by asking the same question 10 times by 10 different people. But the mentors have the patience and they kept on answering whatever we asked. So that was something very wonderful on the WhatsApp groups.
Interesting. So there's a, I mean, at your level of, let's say, intelligence, you're president of a software company, which is an established company. What I'm noticing is the whole analytical part, the Chintan Manan that has gone into it, and you've benefited a lot through that approach. And it's not like, okay, tuck, 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 tuck. It's not that the process doesn't become dumb for you. We don't use your brain, and broad guidelines actually is helping. So that gives us a cue of how the process is working for intellectuals like you. So in a way, it's a wonderful feedback. It's a unique thing that has come to us. Wow. So yeah, we've been a little non-regimented in terms of, we've been kind of educating and then leaving it open for you to explore, and the reasoning given. And then if you want to try, you try out. Sometimes people try this, that. They keep checking and they learn from that also. And that wisdom becomes very cumulative and advantageous for the person, because when you're together for like a year, especially the first 4, 5, 6 months, the cumulative learning is amazing. Amazing. Yeah, great share. So what's your next goal?
My next goal is obviously on the physical fitness side. So now that the initial phases are over, so I've targeted that if possible, to maybe run a marathon. Now I don't know how much distance, because I used to be active in sports earlier, but over the last 20 years or so, not been very active. So maybe, get into one of those kind of activities, of whether it's a marathon or something. I have to choose. But one thing is for sure, that maintain physical fitness is definitely a goal. Now, if that means I enjoy to get a chance to do the marathon, that would be great. Otherwise, I'll see how to fix it. But surely this regimen, physical fitness, mental health, etc., has become a natural thing now. So I don't want to leave that.
Wonderful. And because you were not too much concerned about diet later during lockdown, you were like, you were a little flexible about your food. What happened during lockdown?
No, even during the lockdown, I did maintain the protocol. Luckily for me, I was getting vegetables from the farm, so I did not struggle so much, and they were available. It never happened that vegetables or fruits that we required were not available. They were generally, by and large, available. Towards the end, maybe the khapli atta, which comes from Pune to us because of transportation issues, etc., they were not there, but we had enough stock. So I could pull through this particular period without too much of a challenge.
Did you try mangoes?
Oh, yes. After probably 10, 12 years, I very confidently eat the mango because now I know that I have the permission to eat the mango. And I'm not going to get the community taunts which say, आंबा खायचा नाही तुम्हाला माहित नाही का डायबिटीज आहे. So those taunts are gone. खाणार आहे आणि मग तुम्ही सांगितल्याप्रमाणे टुचुक करून बघून रिझल्ट दाखवणार. त्यामुळे I'm really now there is no fear of trying anything because you know you're off medicine, and maybe sometimes it might just cross the boundary. You know that it's okay. I'm not taking any medicine. I'm just trying it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But fortunately, touch wood, most of the experiments are so far successful. I've tried a mango. I've tried some other fruits. But I've not gone for extreme sweets, and I don't intend to do it till things settle off. But that's good.
Wonderful. So happy to.
Yeah.
You want to share something more? Please go ahead. Absolutely. It's a joy to listen to your detailed analysis. Go ahead.
Okay. So one more thing that I have this thing for people who are diabetic. See, diabetes, we generally try to look at the person who is impacted and try to think that he's diabetes and he needs to get treated. The diabetic patient also needs to understand that it's not only he who is getting impacted, but it's actually the whole family which is getting impacted. And what is happening is that I may be diabetic, so I am off sweet, which also means my entire family reluctantly is off sweet because they don't want to have an ice cream or a gulab jamun or something else when I am around, because they feel, oh, he's not going to have and we are going to have, so it doesn't look too fair. So they try to avoid it. Sometimes they have it. The home menus also change because you are not allowed to eat something or like that. So it impacts the whole family. And now that we know that diabetes is reversible, take advantage of it, because that is not only impacting you alone, it impacts your entire family. And if you are reversed, then your family is also reversed. And they can then, no longer have those restrictions which they had forcibly put just to give you company out there. The other thing which becomes more important now is that, with nuclear families and all that people today are, either husband, wife working, staying together, children all overseas or working somewhere else. Diabetes can impact many of your other organs. Correct. And lead to complications. And if that happens, then getting care becomes a little bit more challenging. So if there is a path to reversal with a few sacrifices for a couple of months, where you are in the protocol and other things like that, I think is really, really worth it. And give it a try and try to reverse it. To what extent you can do, probably it depends on each individual. But give it a try, because you could probably contribute to a much bigger family that can benefit just because you went through that protocol. So that's real recommendation to anybody who's diabetic, to give it a try, because it is proven that it is reversible, and go ahead with it.
Wonderful. Prakash Pai ji, this has been an amazing interview. It's been well-paced, relaxed, analytical, detailed, and I think many more presidents, CEOs, CXOs, corporate, non-corporate, are definitely going to take a cue and inspiration from whatever you've undergone. So congrats from my end and entire Freedom from Diabetes team of having knocked off almost 14-15 kgs, brought down your sugars, got off 13 years of tablets, and done so many interesting shifts for yourself. And all the best for the next goals Do craft them with greater clarity and look forward to at least a 10 kilometers to begin with as a marathon. Should be possible.
Okay, let's try that. Yeah, sure, sure. So
All
thanks
right.
to all of you, the doctors, the dietitians, the exercise experts, and the mentors for helping us throughout this journey.
It's an amazing team to connect with, and the kind of new values we've kind of shaped. We have got an action for it. Integrous, innovative, empowering, passionate, and compassionate. So we've crafted 5 values recently, which has been there to a certain degree, and it's a joy to see the way things are expanding now. And it's great to get connected with people like you who are benefiting so well. Thank you once again, and good wishes, super good wishes to you and your family.
Thank you very much.